Hello, 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 everyone. I am RexRed, and I am back with another EZ3DTV tutorial today. We're going to make this one short and quick, like only maybe a couple hours long. So versus like 8 hours. So, okay, so you'll only get to be with me for a couple of hours instead of 8 hours. So I have had some requests that 8 hours of me is just way too much. So a couple of hours, all right? But you're actually going to learn something rather than sit here and be told something kind of dumb. So, all right, so here we go. Now we're gonna welcome Angus, short and quick. I'm here in any case. Well, very nice. Thank you for attending this tutorial today. As you can see, we got this really awesome dude here, and he has some stuff with his skin going on, okay? His skin is lit up. And if you come down here, it says, love PBR skin shaders, but feel like it's missing some key features? Well, yeah. So PBR Skin Plus is an extension of the original PBR skin shader, adding support for highly sought after, how sought after? Like, it's a must to have emission and cutout opacities in your PBR skin, okay? So there's several emission scripts to add cool wireframe effects also, and selected subsurface emission scripts that can be used on any figure or prop, okay? So this is really cool. For the first time, you can create some truly unique Iray materials by combining standard bumps, normal displacement with detail, weight, cutout opacity, and emission. Note the original PBR skin shader included with the default resources for DAZ Studio 4 will also need to be installed. Oh no. Do I own this? I'm quite sure I do, but let's see. I didn't realize this was going... The original PBR shader included with the... Okay, that is installed. Okay, I was thinking it was a PBR Skin Plus shader that needed to be installed. And then I thought, I don't know if I bought the Iray one. Okay. All right. Now we're going to just go and read through these. This is the Plus. You get the Plus shader, okay, which I don't know exactly... material scripts, okay? So you get the Plus shader, emission add script, and the emission adjust script. I'm not sure what that means, what that does. Eyelashes add, okay? As you can see, there's no video for this, so you're supposed to just know how to use it. It's like the kind of thing we're just born with, knowing how to use these things. So we got eyelashes add, so we can add emission, eyelashes adjust. Now see, what this might do is like this emission will add that emission property to your PBR shader for Genesis 9, but this adjust will actually turn it on and kind of make it active, like it's actually working. Okay, eyes add, eyes adjust. Again, the same idea where it the sclera, which brightens up the sclera, which would be the add part, and nails. So you add it to the nails, then you adjust it. Okay, there's the word adjust down under there. And teeth, wireframe, emission wireframe add. Wireframe adjust. I don't understand this at all. But this may be so you can make their... Okay. This, it looks like it's this. Emission add. What it does is it it shows your wireframe. So if you want to use your figures, render the wireframe, you can. Okay, so all right. So we're going to leave this open, and now we're going to go to our DAZ Studio, and we're going to insert a Genesis 9 figure. I thought that would sound better if I sung it instead of spoke it. Okay, Genesis 9, here we come. And we're going to add some Genesis 9 clothing. Some clothes. So the last tutorial that I made, what we did was we put a geo shell on top of the skin, a geometry shell. And the geometry shell, see, if you notice this skin like over the wireframe, okay, here's the wireframe. The skin that goes over that wireframe, okay, that's a shell, okay? It's a shell that goes over, it goes over even the eyes, it goes over there's a shell that goes over the clothing inside and out. It goes over the wireframe, and the shell goes all through. There's shells on the fingernails, shells on the toenails. There is shells for the arms and the torso part, the head part. So there are different shells, but each shell, when you put the geometry shell on the Genesis 9 figure, it puts the shells on everything, okay? I think except the eyes. I think you have to put the eyes on separately. Okay, so what happens is when you put that shell on, then you have to put the Genesis 9, manually put the Genesis 9 skin textures onto the shell, and you have to kind of rebuild. At first you take that shell and you put Iray on it, and that gives the shell emissive. And what I mean by emissive is that it gives off light. Okay, so it sends rays of light off of the skin, and you can decide what color you want the light rays to be. Or you can have the emissive that comes off of the skin to be the color of the skin. So if they have like tattoos and all kinds of things, then it will put off that emissive, okay? That color that is on the skin, rather than just putting off like white or red or blue or some color that's being emitted from the skin. It can put off the actual colors that are particular to a certain location on the skin. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so that is when you add the skin maps to the luminosity. Then it actually, instead of putting off a color, it puts off the color of the skin. Okay? Now, so we have, when we go into our texture shaded mode, or into Iray, okay? Yep, let's do this again. All right, you will see that there is a skin layer. There's no skin on this figure yet. What we're going to do is switch this. We'll go with our Nego character. Oops, cancel, because I unselected that. Okay, so we're going to go back to here, to my Nego male character. So we're going to switch the body so it's not in this gender neutral state. Okay, so it's going to be male. Okay. All right, and then we're going to add skin to him, and let's add Nathan's skin. Welcome, people, welcome. I'm sorry it's so late tonight. Thank you for the views. Please leave likes on my videos. So look at this. This is pretty cool here. So we have this Genesis 9 figure, all right? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look first, and this is where we're going to find out in the surfaces that this Genesis 9 figure, when we click Skin, Surfaces, and we'll click on the head part, okay? When we scroll down, guess what's missing? Our emission and our opacity, okay? So the ability to make the skin disappear. So you can't like turn off the like the arm by going into the opacity. You could come in here to this part in here, and you could say take the left thigh and turn it off this. Oh, here we go. We're going back. All right, here we go. So left thigh. See, you can make things disappear like that. And I've just noticed something. I think with the Genesis 8 or Genesis 8.1 figures, like when we take the hip, pelvis, what if we go the spine, okay? See, this is pretty good because I think when you did this to the Genesis 8 figure, I'm not sure that it was so sharp. It was like kind of jagged, or I'm not sure exactly, but it just, my recollection is it wasn't just like a nice cut. So if we go like this to 2, 3, 4, 5, left pectoral, what if we go like this? We can make the whole top part disappear, but the bottom part is still there. Except for, and we can turn off the teeth and eyes if we needed to. So you can still make things disappear under, the clothing will still think it's there. But this skin right here, because we have the spine, we have the torso skin, we have the arms and the fingernail skin, the head skin. So if he was wearing a sweater, I think my voice is getting worse. The more I try to clear it, the worse it sounds. Excuse me. I think I might have gotten some progress there here. So the more you can, when you take and turn these parts off, like say we just go with the spine. No, we didn't want to do that. We'll go with spine 2. Okay, this is not cooperating. Spine 3, spine 4. Oh, okay, it's because I'm hitting the... All right, so when we go like this, and we... pectorals... All right, what this does is it allows us, this and spine 1, it allows us to take this and turn these textures off. And just for these arms alone, we're not even talking about the fingernails. Just for the arms, there's like 4K textures. And 4K is like, it's the size of this whole screen here. That's a lot. 4K textures for the torso, 4K textures for the legs, and then there are the toenails and the fingernails, and then the head has 4K textures as well, which means that you end up with all of these textures hidden underneath clothing. And so it's nice to be able to turn these off. I rarely do because I have enough memory in my card to usually render my scene without turning them off. If I end up with a scene like, if I did like a whole, like I've done scenes with like classrooms with a whole, you know, maybe 10 or 11 different students sitting at desks in a classroom, and they all have hair, they all have clothes, they all have, well, if they're not showing their teeth, if they're not smiling or doing something like that, you can turn off their teeth, you can turn off the textures underneath their clothes. Y'all know this, okay? So, all right, so we're going to turn these back on. But what you will notice is that when we go to the head texture, there is no, and it's this, I just learned this, okay? That they took away our cutout opacity, and they also took away our emissives. So a trick that I used to do was to make their skin glow, and so that you don't have to light inside of a VDB, which can be very difficult to do. And today we might play around with some lighting. I don't know. I'm going to try to make this short and not too long of a video. So we're going to go here to our Genesis 9 figure. We go to default, smart content, and we are looking for PBR Skin Plus. Can we find it? We're going to go to products, PBR Skin, what's that one word? Plus. And there it is, people. PBR Skin Plus. Okay, so So, okay, this is add. All right, so what happens if we just select? This would be nice if we could just select these and just put it on Genesis. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Select our Genesis 9 figure and like now add emission. Okay, it doesn't seem to have worked the way I wanted it to. Cancel. Z. Okay, let's check. All right, now see, we go to surfaces here. And that is because I have the head selected. Okay, so what if we go to Genesis 9 and we just select everything? All right, surfaces, arm, body, fingernails, head, legs, mouth cavity, toenails. All right, then we come back here and apply this. And I think this will take a little bit longer to do. It does seem like it's taking longer. Okay, and then we go to emissive add, and voila. So it does, this is like a dream come true, okay? So we lower higher, this is 100%. Okay, saturation. Now, this is probably not doing what I want it to do. Okay, so emission adjust. It's a shader. You know, select all the surfaces for shaders. Yeah. Okay, it's a shader. Okay, for shaders. Yeah, okay, yes. So you're very right about that 3D. Excellent, excellent. Thank you for your help. Please use the add script to enable emission before using the script to adjust emission settings. So, okay, I thought I did, okay, but maybe I didn't. Okay, let's click, maybe I clicked cancel, okay? So let's go. I wish this wasn't like already at minus. Oh, okay, something's wrong now. Z. Okay, let's go back. I think it might be trying to take this off now. I'm not doing very well at this. All right, let's go back here to surfaces. And we'll select back our Genesis 9. Okay, somehow that part of the body I might have clicked on it. So we're going to double click and add this back to the figure. Now we could add this emission manually, but this is really cool if we can kind of like adjust them all sort of kind of maybe together. All right, so we're going to now select this, and then we'll click Accept, and that worked. Okay, now Emission Adjust, and this is where I'm not seeing higher. Okay, 50%, let's say 50. Okay, it worked on everything except the torso. For some reason, it keeps unselecting the torso, the body. So we could just come in here and double click on this. Now look how nice that looks. 50%, okay. And that is very nice. Let's see. Now what we have is a problem here. What is the problem? Okay, the problem is our camera light is blowing, our perspective view light is blowing the heck out of our scene. So what we're going to do, let's put a plane in the scene. Create a plane. All right, and then let's also take our, figure here. And I think just for the sake of working with this and not having it so wide looking, we'll go with something like the landscape golden ratio. That's not quite it. That wasn't what I was looking for. Okay, I can do this manually. So let's go with 1800. Let's go like that, something like that. We have to turn this off. Height 1500. All right, let's just kind of, so we have something a little more comfortable looking, if that's the right word. Okay, welcome people, welcome, warm and lovely, loving welcomes to you all. All right, so we're going to go here to plane, and we're just going to go to parameters, and we'll just scale our plane up a little bit more, like that. Okay, and then what we'll do is we're going to put a VDB into the scene. Okay, so we can kind of see, let's put the poof in, what's happening to this, and I'm also... Now, see what's wrong with the scene, okay? What just happened, okay? We're going to save this as Emissive Man, okay? And Emissive Man. All right, so it's my camera light, okay? So we're going to put a spotlight into the scene, a spotlight. And when I put the spotlight in, we're going to put the spotlight down underneath the plane. Y translate, down we go. I think I recognize, I'm not sure 3D, but I think I recognize your name. I have if you are a PA, I know you've been to you've been in the tutorial before, but I want to just thank you for your products because I probably own a ton of them. Now this looks really, really nice. What we have now is we have our environment, and our environment is putting off it has probably quite a wide sun in it. So it's not creating hard shadows, so it's lighting our VDB pretty well, okay? But if we go into our render settings, this is where the magic comes in with this illumination. Because if I were to turn it off, turn the illumination off, and we were to go to environments, yes, well, I own 10,000, close to 10,300 products from the Daz store, so that's so there's a good chance I own a lot of yours. I just because I recognize your name, like very, very much so. So yes. So we are here, and check out 3Diva's items in the Daz store. Yeah, yes, I am a fan of Daz Studio. I love Daz Studio. Daz Studio is awesome, and it's awesome, exactly. Yes. So we're going to turn off. We're going to go into our render settings. I thought I would sing that too. Okay, here we go. Render, no, this would be environment options. I did this last time. The same thing. And if we turn off our dome and scene only, and wow, look at that. That is with it set at, this is like, this particular product, it is like no fuss at all kind of thing. It's just, you just put this on, you adjust it, set your adjustment down to about 50%, and look at what we have here. This is amazing. Okay, I just kind of thought of something. Even though that slider, yeah, well, yeah, it's all awesome. That I am just such a huge fan of. Welcome, Paul from Denmark. Welcome, friend. We are working with emissive surfaces for Genesis 9. I don't know if you were here a moment ago, but we did some pretty massive stuff here with this. You have to catch the beginning of this, but we're working with a product called PBR Skin Plus. Okay, and right now it is not on sale, and I do always recommend that people wait until there is a sale, or unless you have it. Right now it's currently at its full price, but there'll be a sale on it. Or if you have like 8 tokens in your cart, you could get this for about $10. This, in my opinion, this is a must-have product. Now, let's take a look at something else here. Let's move this guy over. Okay, now I turned off. What I'm going to do also is, because I don't like this gray background, so what we'll do is we'll go to our environment and we'll go to backdrop and we'll put a black backdrop there. It's always nice. Well, actually now that black backdrop is kind of, well, it's okay. It's, all right, so now and now if we were to turn on, I don't know that subsurface scatter is going to do anything right now because there's really nothing for it to bounce off of. So, but let's try it just for the heck of it. We'll go to render settings, and is it filtering? No, it's spectral. No, it's render mode. Where is it? I don't use this a lot. filtering. No, I don't see it here. Where is it? Optimization. Here it is. The caustic sampler. That's what we're talking about. The caustic sampler, we turn that on. It doesn't seem to, okay, a little, oh yeah, there's a little bit of some kind of atmospheric thing here. And it does take a lot of computing power. So my renderer, my graphics card doesn't seem to want to clarify it down completely. There may be something with this per texture thresholds, something like that that's kind of blocking it from rendering it all the way down. But this is okay. I don't really need this on right now. Okay, so what we're going to do, this was really nice. Now, what I'm going to do is, okay, we're going to, very, very, very good. So I believe I bought it when it first came out, but it was on like at least a 30% off sale, and then Daz must have done something. I probably paid about maybe $8 to $10 for it, maybe less. That's the thing is with, I'm probably like a lot of you where when I go into the Daz store, I look specifically for these utilities. We go to the shop. Let's open the shop in a new tab. And I go, when it goes here to Tools and Effects, and if you go into Tools and Effects, you will find, now I haven't purchased that yet. This keeps drawing my attention to it like it's something that I really want. But I just have so many HDRIs right now, and I think I'm going to wait a little longer on that. But this doesn't seem to be what I kind of thought it was going to take me to. Tools, plugins and tools. Okay, plugins and tools. Okay, all right, so this takes you, mode path, that's for the Mac operators. So this takes you into this area, and I'm surprised I haven't bought that yet because that's something that I've wanted for a while. I thought I owned this right here. But as you can see, we're already, like, within a moment, we'll be down to, like, this is for probably Genesis 3. Yeah. So if I'm already down to Genesis 3 stuff, that means I have bought, like, every single utility and script, any kind of script that there is. I haven't bought this yet. Oh, that's the bundle, okay? And I believe I might own, I definitely own some of these products separately. So, and this is the Typey for the Mac OS. I don't have a Mac. So there are things like that. I don't know why hat and hair helper. Okay. Now we have Mesh Grabber or the Shapeshifter. Okay. I just wanted to take you into here and show you that if you don't own the Premiere product, because there's only about 5 or 6 new things that come into the Premiere that are added like natively into Premiere, and the rest of all that stuff is still in here. And if I were to unhide items, you'd see like tons and tons and tons of stuff here that help you to do stuff, okay? Blood and dirt, this is pretty cool. I usually don't buy blood. I don't buy scars. I buy tattoos, but I don't buy scars. It would be really interesting to see what happens when you put a tattoo on this figure. And if the tattoo is a layer, well, let's find a tattoo. It may actually turn off. It may reset. It may reset the Genesis. Okay, we're going to filter by context. And we will come here and select our Genesis 9 figure. Let's see if we can find a whole body kind of thing. Tattoo, arm. All right, let's just go with the torso here. This is a layered tattoo, so it's going to be a layer. Let's see what happens on the back. This should be a really, really, really cool effect. Let's see what happens. It takes a moment. This is all very cool. When I see tattoos, I just always buy them. I don't know what it is. Okay, let's see. Ta-da! And guess what? It didn't work. Why? 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 Oh, okay. No, okay, that's not it. Torso back. Base shorts. Why do we have two pairs of shorts? All right, let's just undo that. Okay, we got to undo the tattoo. Then we can delete the base shorts. Z. Undo this. Okay, I hope you come back. Okay, so we still have our poof. And here we go. Tattoos. Let's try just a different product. Maybe there's something more than meets the eye with that. I would think it would work. Okay, that tattoos would work. Let's try this one. This would be under the chin, on the neck. Okay, maybe they're here and something's happening with them. Okay, because it's not showing up. Okay, oh, I know what's wrong. His eyes, see. Okay, we got to go way back. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't have. Okay, I don't think I know what's wrong. Okay, when I deleted the figure, the eyes didn't come back correctly. Okay, looks like the eyes are sort of back. Okay, what we're going to do is delete this Genesis 9. We will start over with our figure. Okay, let's see. Edit, undo, delete. Let's go back here and edit, undo. Okay, redo. Okay, I've kind of messed up my... Okay, I have messed up. All right, so we'll just go here to our Genesis 9 figure, delete this. I've kind of messed it up. Maybe what we have to do is put the layer on first. I hate the way this does this. Okay, and now we'll put the figure in again. I kind of wanted to go back and show so I could kind of demonstrate how this works with Paul and some of the other people that have come in. And we'll put our Nego shape. This is one of the shapes that I created with the shape converter, figure converter. That's for, I think I used the old figure converter, but for Genesis 9. So, okay, we have this. Then we go and put some skin on. We'll use Nathan's skin. Doesn't take that long. Then let's see what happens when we put... It seems as though there's some kind of conflict, okay? When we try to put the tattoo on. We might have to put the tattoo on and then add the emissive. Okay, skin, where are you? Okay, we still have to go back. Okay, at least we still have our our ratio here. Okay, there's the skin. We go to environment options, parameters, and let's go to scene only. Let's go to the background. Now, obviously, this is what I wanted you to see. This is him with no emissive properties. He is still in. Okay, we'll save this. He is still in. I could have loaded this, reloaded it, but that's okay. I did want to go back. So we're going to go to environment, go backdrop, and I'm going to make this black. Okay, why not go with gray? So at least it won't be checkerboard. Okay, it'll be an actual backdrop. Okay, but it kind of gives us a little bit of a horizon. Okay, now we go back to this. We'll go to 9. And we don't have any light. Okay, I do have the spotlight in the scene, I think, still. Yes. Okay, so and the spotlight is here. Control L. Okay, that lit things up. And now we're going to go to our smart content. We go back to products. And this would be PBR Skin Plus. We'll turn that off. And here it is. And we make sure all of our skin surfaces are selected with our Genesis 9. Here we go. I think if I select that skin and nails, it would be anyway, but okay. We come back here. Oh, the first thing we wanted to do was put the tattoo on first, okay? Because I don't want this to have a problem here again. Okay, that wasn't what we were looking for. Let's try this front one. So we'll put that one on and see if it actually shows up. It should. And we'll do both arms as well. And we'll do both legs. Now what I really didn't want was the tattoo to become an emissive. I kind of wanted the tattoo to stay dark and like act as like what the solder would do in a stained glass window, like add as the border of the glass kind of thing. But let's see. We might want to do something with the face as well. All right, so let's put that on the face. Okay. There we go. All right, that works. And I don't think we need the back thing. All right, so here we go. Because if I have him in a pose, that's kind of enough, I guess. So if I have him in a pose, kind of look like stockings, but that's okay also. So here we go. Now let's save this. And we go back to products. And now we make sure that all of the surfaces are selected, and they are. And we put this PBR skin. I don't know that it doesn't actually like replace the shader. I believe it just adds nodes into the shader. So this would add nodes, and let's hope that our tattoo doesn't disappear. This looks like a lotus. Some kind of flower. It's cool. Let's see what happens here when we go to Iray. Okay, well, we haven't added the emission. So we have to go back and make sure everything is still selected. Okay, and then add emission. And look what we have. Okay, it didn't do the eyes. Okay, we're going to set this at 50%. I think we can do this like, oh, that, why does that go? Okay, oh, so it's at 100%, which is a very low. Okay, so I think I'm going to go at 40%. Look at that. See, I mean, if we go to 0, he's in the dark. I mean, his skin is literally lighting up the dark. Now I'm thinking I might like the environment back to black. There we go. He's literally lighting up the dark. He's completely in the dark, and he's lighting it up. That is cool. Let's save this, and then let's figure out what's going on with the eyes. All right. We may have to add, we may have to select the eyes and add these. Okay, eyes. We might have to even do the same for eyebrows if you want the eyebrows, and the hair if you want the hair to be emissive. Okay, so we're going to try and play with all of this. Add, okay, so what if we select this subsurface? Okay. Is this going to work? I'm glad I saved it. Okay. It doesn't look like there's even eyes in his head. Okay, so this is at 100%, so something didn't work. So I just kind of canceled out. All right, so what if we go emission add for the eyes? Now it worked the first time. Let's go to parameters, surfaces. Okay, I don't know if we're supposed to add it to, it shouldn't hurt to add it to, okay, to put the PBR onto the eyes. This is a very complex thing because you really need to, when you use this. Okay, now what if we add the emission to the eyes? Okay, see this? It's like his eyes are gone. Like something is removed. Oh, what it could be is the... All right, let's go with 40% like we did with the rest of the body. I think what it could be is that there is something with the tear duct, kind of the water on the eyes. So what we do is we'll just try to hide them. Now we have cutout actually, and it could be a cutout thing where emission adjust. Okay, so what we go to is to surfaces. Now we have actually cut. So, okay, this emission left and right. See, we have cutout opacity. What if we take that down? Okay, it looks like we have eyes and left and right, and then there are what if we select this eye and then we go here, eye right. Okay, we do have, they do look like they're being emissive, but okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just delete the eyes for now. And then what we'll do is go to our Genesis 9. We'll go to my, I think my favorites, dev items, and we're just going to add some eyes, Genesis 9 eyes. like that. This is very strange. Okay, I got to see this from the side. What's happening here? Okay, they seem to be there. Oh, they don't have the emissive. We're in the dark, remember? Okay, so if we take the eyes, Genesis 9 eyes, we go back to our product here. All right, so we have to add the PBR to the eyes. Okay. And I think it's thinking. Yeah, it's still thinking about that. So now if we go to surfaces and we go to Genesis 9 eyes, we should see, yes, that we have now an emission and a cutout opacity now, which wasn't there before. And then we go emissive, add emissive to the eyes. Well, this is really strange. Let's go to, okay, now, all right, I see what we're doing. Okay, we go to 50%. We'll go to 40%. There's a different one for the eye and a different one for the sclera. See, that's, oh, I don't have, okay. There are no eye textures on the eyes because I didn't put a texture on the eyes. We have to do that first. Let's delete these eyes again. Let's see if we can do this the right way. Okay, so we're going to go to favorites. Add the Genesis 9 eyes again. Then we have to put a Genesis 9 texture on them, okay? So we go, I have an eyes thing here somewhere. Browse, eyes. Okay, we'll give him Nathan's blue eyes. Okay. There has to be a color here on the eyes. They come in. I don't believe that the Genesis 9 eyes come in with like a default color on them. They're just kind of gray. Okay, now it looks like there are eyes that actually have color. So now if we go Genesis 9 eyes, I kind of want to put these on, but let's see. Okay, we have that selected. Let's put that this PBR Skin Plus on first. See what happens. This is where we could ruin them. Z, let's undo that. Let's just try adding emissive. No, I don't think that's going to work. Okay, but add eyes emission add. Okay, let's just try this script. It's probably going to say it needs the PBR texture first. No, look how that worked. Okay, so we'll go with this 40% again. All right, that worked. And then we're going to do the sclera. This would be emission eyes with sclera. All right, so we do this one. Look at that. Now we do this one at 40%. Accept, and look what we have here. All right, now we have it working. And what's up with the fingernails? It looks like when we put the PBR skin on, look, it did. Look how nice they are illuminated. And see, we still we have all of this. It's not showing up that well. I'm not seeing like the roughness and the the SS with the subsurface scatter. I'm not seeing like the detail in the skin like you would get with a regular figure. So, all right, now now what we would need to do is find a prop. Okay, we would have to find a PBR prop. Okay, now let's see if we go into scripts. All right. Okay, this would be in the texture booster maybe. Okay. We're going to play with this here, and we're going to put some kind of prop in here in the scene. Let's give him a pose so he doesn't look terrible here. Okay, first we have to select him, give him a pose. That's body hair. This is poses. And what do we got for poses? Okay, that looks pretty cool. It really, really, really does. So now what we do, and let's give him some hair. And how about this? Let's try this. Oh, now that looks pretty cool too. Let's see what the hair this hair usually has, it's not fully opaque. So let's select the hair. Pull back hair. Go into, so I think it's parameters. You go down here and turn, okay, PBR hair it says is on. Okay, this is the scalp. Preview hairs are on. So what if we go now to surfaces, to the scalp, and cutout opacity is all the way up for this scalp. Let's use another scalp. Let's go in here to processes, files, skull cap. Let's go like this and that. Put some in there. Here it is, skull cap. We have to select Genesis 9. Let's put this thing on him. And then we can take the skull cap here, surfaces, and bring the opacity up. Okay, this isn't... Okay, that's a little better. It kind of works. I could pull that skull cap up more, but we're going to leave it at that. His eyes look pretty good. Well, he does seem to have... His skin does seem to have... Maybe I've messed up his arms, the skin. Let's see if there's some kind of... Okay, what if we take his... Go here to Genesis 9 and go to surfaces. We could select skin, and we go down here to our normal maps, detail. Yeah, see, we're able to bring out more detail in here if we need it. Detail map. Okay, here's our normal map. Okay, that did bring out some detail. Not as much as I feel like I'm losing something here. Some sort of... It looks good, but I feel like I'm losing like all of the detail that goes on top of the skin. See, these don't seem to be doing anything now. When I go here to like the normal detail, it's like they've taken out those. That looks a little more detailed. Bump enable. See, there are no detail maps, but I don't know that. I don't understand exactly. There's supposed to be some kind of 8K detail map for Genesis 9. It's like an SS subsurface scatter maps that they say are like 8K. It does. You're right. It washes out the details. And I'm wondering, there must be a way to bring them back in. Okay, let's do something kind of fun here. Let's see what happens when we turn on the turn on the caustic. Caustic, I can't remember. That would be Genesis 9. Render settings, caustic sampler. Is this going to like interact with this in some way? No, it really didn't. So we'd have to put him. Okay, let's. I'm wondering about like a crystal ball. Okay. Making a large crystal ball and putting it in the scene. Some kind of glass. Let's put that in parentheses. And something that's kind of new, this prop here. All right, where are you, crystal ball? You are there. And let's scale this up. Parameters, scale. Now what happens? Now what we can see is the, okay, and this looks like it needs sub D. Let's see. Well, it's not bad. We'll wait on the sub D just for a while. Okay. Now what if we take this crystal ball and we use our add emission, okay, to the crystal ball. Wow. Okay, so let's bring this down to 20. See, the crystal ball seems to, okay, have lost. Okay, let's bring it down to 5. Okay, now we have our sampler. Okay, I think what happens when you turn on the the caustic, is you lose transparency, okay? And that may be the issue with the skin, okay? Because I don't think that transparencies work at the same time when you have caustic, I'm not sure, the caustic thing on. So let's turn that off and watch this become transparent again. Come on. It didn't. All right, what if we take the crystal ball and give it a little bit. See, it's lost its reflectiveness. It's just lost a ton of stuff. It's lost its surface. It's lost a ton of stuff. How do we... You know, when you go into surfaces, like you select this, okay, we'll go to the crystal ball and we'll try to bring the, and you see this, what I don't see, oh, there's the cutout opacity. We would only want, okay, for the crystal, okay, so we'll take the cutout opacity and bring it down. But it has no shine. I don't see him reflecting off of it anymore, really. I can see this kind of touching into it, these pieces. And so, all right, let's take the crystal ball out again. Let's put the crystal ball back in, and we'll only add luminance. We'll only add emission. Okay, cancel. Okay, that's a material. This is the crystal ball. All right, we'll only add the emissive to the stand. Crystal ball. Okay, surface parameters, scale. Let's make it about his height. Oh, that's kind of weird. That is called refraction, I believe. That was very weird. It's kind of an odd mistake. Now you see what's happening is what if we now add the other one? Okay, the caustic sampler. Let's see what happens when we add the caustic sampler. You know, I apologize. I'm not really that smart about a lot of this stuff. But okay, without the emissive turned on, the caustic sampler, it didn't make our crystal ball, it didn't make it opaque. So that's kind of nice. Now what happens if we go down into this other filtering? No, it was the spectral rendering, and turn this on just for the heck of it. See what happens. Is spectral render enable. This will take a moment. I've noticed this sometimes, at least it used to, put like this really weird pattern sometimes into the scene. But notice what it looks like this is standing out more. We turn that off. That may be, okay, no, maybe not. I think it is when we turn that on. I believe the spectral rendering is supposed to maybe give more realistic skin tones. You have to kind of look at it. It has to do something with the palette that it uses for skin, and supposedly, I'm not. I can't remember now. It's been like years since I studied about what it is. But notice now we have some kind of odd like orb going around this, which is kind of cool too. It's another little effect. We'll leave this on just for the heck of it, and this optimization, the caustic sampler on. What's this guided sampling? Okay, we'll leave that off. I'm not sure what that is. I could ask Copilot, but all right, this has got to be lit up more, the stand. So we go to surfaces, stand. Now this is already Iray. Okay, now if I select this surface, be the surface, okay. And then if we go into scripts, texture booster, and this would be booster for selected surfaces. And gamma, we can change okay, lightness, increase lightness. I don't know that that's going to actually translucency show to diffuse. Okay, increase lightness, scale. Okay, that didn't seem to do anything. I probably should have undone them, but okay, I think I still can undo that. Now let's go back into this. Okay, that's the texture booster converter for selected surfaces. Okay, I think what this does, conversion will be processed on selected surfaces only. 1, 2, and 3. Change the way the specular maps are handled in the script. You can also set details. Look at this for PBR skin. Okay, see what I want to do is change this to PBR. All right, and we'll apply preset 1. Done. You can, okay, now what happened? All right, it looks like it put skin on it. So, all right. The reason why I did this was because I wanted to look and see. We want to do a test. And now when we look at this, See, there's no emission. See, I didn't realize that PBR has no emissive. All right, so now we can go to our this product here, and we can put this onto it, and it won't bother the maps that are on it. It will just add emissive to it, and then we can add emission. And so now this is a PBR. It's not Iray anymore. It's PBR with emissive. Okay, add emission. Okay, now that looks different than it did before. Okay, except, okay, I want to go into here. This is kind of cool now, all right? I'm not sure what, okay, we're going to set this to 40%. No, we'll go 20%. I may have had that set low. Oh, it did the whole thing. Z. It didn't work just on the surface. Okay, now we go back to surfaces. Just the stand. This should only put... Okay, this emission adjust is something I can do manually, so I just go into surfaces down here. Emission enable. Okay, and then we can turn this to white. And then we come up here to our base color. And this is called TMC Crystal Ball Base Color. So we put this in here. Where's the TMC? Put that there. And then we put this also on the luminance. And then we can turn up the luminance a little bit to like 5. Okay. Let's get out of here. See, that kind of works. You just have to work with it separately. Now, this, we go back to the crystal ball, go back to the stand. Can we still add some shine to this? Oh, okay, let's use our PBR. I think I can use this. Yes, this would work with roughness. Okay, this one only works with skin and stuff, teeth. Okay, this one right here. Gloss roughness for selected surface. Okay, I think I do still have that surface selected. So we take the base bumps down. And dual lobe specular weight. Okay, decrease roughness. Base bump. All right, let's just accept this. I'm not seeing any shine really come out of this. Now, the thing is that what we could do, I've kind of been learning. See, this does kind of have a cool look to it, like a really cool look. It just doesn't have any shine. So now if I go to this surface, what if we just go to create, geometry shell. Will this work? And it's going to put it on the whole thing. Crystal ball shell. See, it doesn't look any different. But you can see the shell. So I could go on the crystal ball part. Oh, this is going, okay. This is the shell. Okay, we're not on the ball. Okay, so we can take the crystal part and take the shell all the way off. Okay, but then the stand part, dual lobe specular enable. Here's where we can give this See, I don't know. I'm still trying to learn specular weight. So if we turn this up, okay, and then we turn down the roughness. Roughness multi, roughness 2. Oh, we turn these down. And reflectivity. And if we turn up our cutout opacity, is this getting shinier? It does look shiny now. Not an incredibly lot, but then we could go back to our crystal ball here and go stand. And we could turn up the luminosity a little more to like 9. Time to speed time with the hubby. That sounds awesome. Good night, 3Diva. Thank you for coming in and blessing our awesome our tutorial with your awesome presence. It's very nice to have people who are like gods in the DAZ world come in here. So, yeah, we're just kind of playing around with this stuff. We're working in the dark to see how we can kind of play with this stuff. And it's kind of fun. I think it is. So you take care. Have a wonderful. I think I said speed time. I read it wrong. Spend time. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. It's 1 o'clock. We have one more hour, and the DAZ store will be telling us what new things are possible. I'm wondering what would happen if we put like a light inside of this crystal ball. I think that would be an interesting, like a point light experiment. Okay, we put this over like that. Only God is a God. Well, I meant that as a figure of speech, of course. Yeah. So, with the little g. Oh, this is illuminating our crystal ball some. And it's spreading out from inside, so this looks like a possible way to do this. And we take our light here, and we crank that up. Parameters, our linear point light. And we go to lumens, and we go to 9. Oh, look at that. Now I'm thinking we like to make this color. Well, let's just bring it up more. 3. Okay, now that is very cool. So now what we do is we go to our poof here. Go to our poof and make this a little stronger. We go like this. Sickleyield awesome VDB surfaces. And let's go up to 40. Okay. That might be a little too much. Let's go 20. Yeah, that might still be too much. Let's go to 10. Yeah, let's make this just a little. And I think we still have our specular rendering. Now these little spots and stuff, those may be part of the okay, I'm wondering what would happen if we put all of this inside of some kind of room, and I'm thinking I know the perfect room, but I don't know that I can find it. I have so many things, and it's hard to keep track of what things are where. But this would be environments. And if we find something with like a nice glossy marble floor, we might be able to do something really cool with this. Now I'm thinking that the Genesis 9 skin is a little has too much. So now I want to go back to this. I think I can go here into parameters and the 9 skin like here, no into surfaces, and just select Genesis 9 surfaces. I guess that would be everything. And then I can just come down here with the emissive, if it's still here. Yes, and our luminance. And let's just bring that down to like 10. See what happens. Okay, that's not enough. I had it at 40, so let's go 30 and see how that works. Yeah, see, that may actually put a little bit more detail back into his skin. Okay. Now, this crystal ball, I think I'm going to leave it white for now, but I'm finding this very interesting what this is doing. Let's go now back into our smart content and see if we can find. There's this beautiful hall. I can't remember what it's called, and it will take me like forever to find it. Let's pull this over here. And let's get rid of this. See if we can pull this over a little more. Let's get rid of that for now. Okay. And we go down through here. Cyber hideout. Okay, I think I have this content thing, and if we just go to like materials, material, where are you? Echo HDMI 2.
Okay.
Okay, there it is. I'm kind of glad that didn't come up like that. We're going to go to environments, and we'll go to no filter. Okay, now if we use this, we can see things a little bit bigger. So I won't go past it like 4 times. And we pull this over here like this. And we pull this up like that. But this is showing, okay, environments. This is showing them like everything, a million things. Okay, and I'm think we're getting close here. Okay, we're in default. We're not actually in smart content. All right, we're in default environments. All right, let's see if we can still find it. This is... I just find it's, okay, one of the best worlds for... Oh, here it is. Okay, it's called the, is that the Aslan? AS. All right, let's go to show asset in content library. I think it's called Aslan. Let's close a... Let's look for ASL. Here it is. Iray add-on. Okay, I think... Let's go to the product. Show... Okay, we're in smart. We're in the product. Okay, so Iray add-on. Let's go here into this environments. Promo 1. Okay, let's merge that into the scene. It's called Aslan. Yes, it is. All right. Now we have, oh, look at what it's doing to the, okay, now I know what it's doing. The reason why it's doing that to the floor is because my plane is exactly at the same place as the floor. So it's showing parts of the plane and parts of the floor through the geometry. So if we just like delete the plane, the floor is going to look correct. Okay, I think now we have some really weird patterns happening, and this is that caustic sampler, okay, where everything is reflecting off everything else. He could now probably come up a little more. Okay, he doesn't look like he's glowing enough. Now the lights in this room, I'm wondering, so the first thing we're going to do is bring this, let's see what happens when we just turn off the poof. That didn't work. I think I have to go out of Iray. Sometimes the poofs don't turn, the VDBs don't turn off unless you go out of Iray and then go back in. Okay, that's gone. Now there's my light. I want that under the floor. Okay. Now, I'm wondering if this changed my environment by bringing this in. Render settings. General. No, this, I keep doing this. Parameters. Scene only. Okay, so... All right, look at this crystal ball, what it's doing here. Now, there's a light thing. I'm thinking about turning off the lights in this thing. So we go here, and there's a special light manager. Light Manager Pro. Okay, and when we go here to set scene light power, we just go down to like 0. Oh, we could bring that just down enough. It turns every light down in the scene. And this is now, and it also tells you like your lights here. Look at how many. See, I would have had to go in and kind of mess with every one of these lights. Okay, now the point light, we didn't want to do that, so we can kind of omit that. Emissive surfaces, these are all the lights. These are Aslan. Okay, it's not including my figure for in the emissive surfaces, which is kind of interesting. So, color temperature. We'll just bring that down a little bit more. And okay. I don't know if I was okay, it didn't go back, so this, I think I really messed up this. This doesn't look like metal. Okay, so I think go to files and we go to, okay, surfaces. I don't know how to get that back. Let's just delete the crystal ball and bring it back in without any editing. Crystal ball default. Okay, parameters, and scale this up. Okay, now let's place this back inside here. That is so cool. Okay, now I ended up turning down my point light. All right, now I'm seeing like a granular thing, and I believe, I don't think that's the caustic. What this can happen when you have a lot of different lights in your scene and they all seem to fight each other. Okay, so okay, let's take some of this stuff out. The cameras can come out. Just make this simple scene. Let's create a camera, new camera. We'll do it from this. I mean, this is a study. This, okay, see now we have shiny metal. Okay, it looks at least right. Now, if I go to my linear point light, I turned it down when I opened up that light manager. So we'll bring this back up to like 3 or something. Okay, that gives us that effect again. And I'm wondering if I should pull all of this over, like bring him over. Put this in the center and move him over. Okay, I'm not sure yet. Let's worry about the scene and the lighting. Okay, let's go back to the camera. Let's worry about the scene and the lighting first. Okay, see, this looks better. It doesn't have any illumination, but now let's go back to this product. I'd like to try turning off the emissive lights. Okay, so now we have our point light. We want to undo that. And the spotlight doesn't really matter, but we'll disable that. And we'll go the scene lights power. We'll put that to 0. What that does, okay, it gives us complete control over the light of our scene. So the only thing creating light now is him and the light inside of our. Now we can try turning this poof back on. And let's bring that back down to 5. Or I'm thinking, okay, instead of the poof, let's use the spindles. Little spindles. Like little bits of fog rather than. Okay, why do I have a poof here still here? Let's try this again. I have spindles, but okay, the poof I didn't delete completely. All right, now we have spindles. I think I'm going to move that little spindle over a little bit like that. And then if I take this linear point light and we make it much brighter, like to 9, we may not need to light him, okay, as much, okay? So we'll go to now our Genesis 9. We go back to, okay, we just, like I said, we can do it manually. Select surfaces. And then we go, we'll do skin and nails. Just make sure they're all selected. And then this emission, we can go down to like, let's try 20. Okay, that put it to 0. Now we know what it looks like at 0. 20. Now it's not doing the eyes. 20. Just keep that in mind. We have to do them separately. Okay. And I think what we do is we. Okay, I'm going to link. Okay, I'm going to go from the top, parameters, from the top. Look at it from the top view. Let's select our crystal ball, center it, and then see where our point light is. Okay, that's not quite in the center of the crystal ball. Bring that in a little better. Okay, now we're going to take the point light and the crystal ball, and we're going to group them together. And point light. Okay. Now we can move things around if we need to. We go back to our camera. And now they're in one group, so I can move the light source together with the ball. Okay, and now what I'd like to do is pull this ahead a little bit. So it's actually lighting him. Okay, and let's go into poses. I'm not sure I like this pose. Thinking some kind of summon thing. Okay, we have colors for the crystal ball. We have some funky things. I think I'm going to stick with the glass. And what if we... I'm also thinking that, come Control 9. And let's see if we look from the top. Oh, I'm messing up my camera. All right, what we're going to do is what I thought I was going to do. All right, I'm not sure yet. I have to see where the center of the floor of this room is. And we got to put the crystal ball in the center of the room. So it illuminates the room kind of evenly. Because it is our only light source besides him. And he's not putting off a lot of light. Okay, HDMI 1. Echo HDMI 1.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't have my chat on. Okay. So I was on the wrong monitor. I had the chat on, but I couldn't see the monitor. Okay. All right, so I'm getting despondent. Here we go. Now we have to go to Genesis 9. We'll close that up. Okay, see what I have to do. Inner lights. Inner up lights. Control lights. Okay, mid corridor down lights. I could just kind of delete all the lights from the scene as well. But what we're going to do is just go to this Aslan. And we're going to group all this stuff together. So we'll group this and call it all. Aslan all. Okay, and now, okay, so, and we're going to take our camera and we'll take our Genesis 9 and we'll kind of focus in on him. Go from the front and zoom out a little bit like this. And then we will take our Genesis 9 figure and pull him over. See, I don't know that that Aslan is centered. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is do these separately. So we're going to do the crystal ball. Okay, no, actually, yeah, crystal ball. And we'll center this by using our parameters. So X would be 0 and Z would be 0, and it's not working. Oh, okay, so, oh, it is at 0 now. Okay, I moved that. No, it's not. Why isn't it? That is very strange. Okay, let's lock the camera. Not yet. Let's see. Let's move this over like that. And then we'll lock the camera just for now. Lock it. Then we go to the perspective view, and I want to see what this floor looks like. And how big is this room? Okay, it does look like we're kind of in the center of the room. I'm not perfectly sure. We'll take our crystal ball and we'll center this like this. And now when we zoom around the room, we're zooming around the crystal ball. It's at 0 in the group. Oh, yes, I think you're right. It loses its ability to be zeroed because of the group. And I didn't really want to zero the group. 0 and 0, because I wasn't sure that that would work either. Oh, because because of the light. So if we take them and just unparent them for now, I can get them both zeroed, and then we'll parent them. Okay, so crystal ball, it's still not zeroing. Oh, that's the group. Okay, let's just delete that. Okay, this is the crystal ball, and we're going to leave the Y. Okay, hold the alternate key. All right, that put the crystal ball in the center. I am such a, I just have to have everything perfect kind of thing. Okay, now our point light is in the center also. I'm not sure that it's in the center height-wise, of the crystal ball itself. But it's close enough. All right, so I think. So now we go back to our camera view. Save this. And let's now just take a look at this Aslan all. Okay, and we're going to go to perspective view, Aslan all. And when we look straight down through the center, it looks like it is centered. Okay, I just wanted to make sure this is the edifice with which we are within. Okay, so now this upper light here, I think this one here, you can kind of see it a little bit here. This light that's in the center, that might be something to turn on and just have that as an effect, kind of creating, but let's see, that would put some kind of reflection in the crystal ball. But let's go back to our camera, go back to Iray and see what we have here. Okay, now we have to move our fog spindly. I love the names that Sickleyield uses for these. It's Spindly Fog. All right, we can go back a little bit more here. Now, if we put it, okay. X. All right, that looks kind of good. A little bit more. The Spindly Fog. And now what we could do is take our point light, and what happens when we really crank that up? That would be in parameters. Let's add another 9 to it. Okay, the Spindly Fog. So it's just way too much. So let's go with just a 1 and a 1, just up a little bit more. The Spindly Fog's got to kind of go in the background, I think. Z parameters. Okay, that's our point light. We didn't want to move that. The Spindly Fog. Z. X. Okay. All right, look what's happening. This light is shining off him. Now what if we take, okay, the light, this light inside of the crystal ball. Now, this, excuse me, this is a study in light, and just keep in mind that putting a light inside of glass is something we do all the time, and it helps to diffuse the light. And there are two different kinds of glass. There is thin-walled glass, and then there is the thick-walled glass with thick glass, which is like solid glass. And this, I believe, is solid glass. So, but just keep in mind that there are different kinds of glass. Now what we do is, since we have him now in the center, let's push him back a little bit like this. And I thought the light might hit him a little bit better from the front. And over maybe a bit. And let's look for another pose for him, something that makes him look like he's doing something magical. We go to Smart Content, Products, out of here. This particular scene, as you can see, has a shiny floor, and this is what I like about this so much, is the shiny floor that it has. Okay, now Iray add on 1, 2 environments, materials. Okay. Okay, so now we go, this is, the more I let this kind of reticulate a little, this looks pretty cool here. So now his eyes look too bright, so we'll go to, I want to fix a pose for him, but his eyes kind of look scary. So we'll go to his eyes and see what they are doing here in the surfaces. Genesis 9 eyes. And where are... Okay, here's the emission. Okay, they're at 40. Let's go down to like 20. Okay, that's better for the eyes. They don't look so kind of spooky. And then we go and find, just play around. There's where all of my poses are. Figure 9. Here are poses 9. And I don't think I have any poses with ASL in it. So let's try magic. See if anything comes up. Oh, we might have to select this. I don't think so. I just think we have to go out of there. All right. Something's not right here. Figure. Okay. I have to go to files. Okay. And then we can look for poses and magic. And I think then poses will come up. Where are my figure? All right, what if we just get rid of the word magic? Okay, just doesn't let me search them. Or maybe there's nothing that's in there that's magic. Let's see what this looks like. It's probably going to put him back in the center of the scene. That's kind of cool. Let's go out of Iray. Okay, it looks like his feet are on the floor. Let's go down to the perspective view, select this. Let's see, it's kind of hard to tell. Now he's not on the floor. He probably was before I moved him. Well, he's like not quite. Let's see. See, I am not having good luck here doing this. So now we're in the move. Okay, we have Genesis 9 selected, and it's just not. Okay, what we do is we bring his knees up a little bit like that. And we take his feet and bend them. That's the wrong way. Oh. Get a little closer here. This way, is it? No, this way. Okay, there's one. Bend this one. this one goes this way. Okay, I think I'm going to back off of that a little bit. And the other one, they seem to be going down on the floor a little too much. Oh, we got to go back off it too. All right, I think that kind of works. And let's give him a loincloth instead of these. I know those kind of work, but files. Loincloth, then we can go into default. And this looks cool. Let's see where that takes us. Explore product. Wardrobe. This is for Genesis 2 male. Okay, the Hercules Skirt. Let's open this up and see which one's for what. Info. That's Genesis 2 male. That's for Genesis. We'll try the Genesis 2 one. Okay, and what happens? That didn't work. Z? Because I have his left shin selected. Okay. Okay, and now let's see what happens when we turn off his... That should have done auto fit. Something's still not right. Let's see if it works. Take and turn off the... base shorts. That works. Not really. We have to use mesh grabber here. I'm not sure why it didn't work. It didn't even ask for auto fit. All right, what if we take this Hercules skirt. Let's get, okay, we have that turned off, and we put the Hercules, put dForce on it. Object, geometry, dForce modifier. Okay, I want to save this before I do this. Okay, edit, object, geometry, dForce modifier, and then we just run a simulation from his starting pose. Simulation, starting pose on. Let's simulate. Error during simulation. Okay. All right, I have other stuff that I don't have to use this. I have other skirts. I kind of like this one. Maybe what I can do is just mess with it with... I can do something here with our tool settings. That's why we have this geometry sculptor. Let's go 7. All right. We just pull this out like this and like this. I'm not doing a good perfect job at this, but we'll smoothen it once we get it out. That's why we have smooth tools. Okay, and now let's try to smooth that and see what happens. Okay, do we have smoothing modifier on this? We go to Edit, Object, Geometry. Okay, now we have a smoothing modifier. Okay, now we go to this and we smooth this out a little bit. Okay, and that worked. See how nice that works? See, I had that all planned out. That worked really nice. Okay, so now we go back to our geometry thing. You know, I'm not sorry for getting upset with Daz and saying, please give me, you know, geometry smoothing in Daz Studio, like several times, writing them and saying, okay, I think I way overdid that. Can I smooth that down? Yeah, I think I can. I think I can. Said the little train that could. I way overdid that. Okay, did I bring that back? Or no? I think it's or no is the yes. Okay, so we're going to go back to this. I really should have been more careful with that. I think I did that. What in the heck? Now we got the smoothing modifier and it doesn't seem to be working too well. Hercules Skirt is locked. Look at the X next to the arrow. Okay, that would be, okay. Oh, so that's, all right, it is locked. Okay, so I guess I'm not able to select, now I should be able to select it in the, in the viewport. Okay, very good. Thank you for pointing that out, Michael. Welcome, friend. Welcome. All right, we're going to pull this out again. I don't know that a lot of this is going to be noticeable if I... Now let's pull this out again. Okay, and we pull this out. Thank you very much, because that would have been a mess if I had tried to select it. And it's like, why can't I select this? Okay. Here we go. So we're going to smoothen this again a little bit. When I smoothen it, it goes all kind of haywire. But let's pull that out just a tiny bit. Okay, now I think what I'm going to do is use a really broad brush here for this. So we're going to go to like 12. And we'll pull this right out from the center here. And a little bit out here. If I have like hundreds of hours of work with Mesh Grabber, like I'm not exaggerating, hundreds and hundreds of hours, like not just a few, where I just kind of like played with it and did all kinds of stuff with it. And let's kind of pull this part up. And we'll go to the behind here and pull that up a little bit. Now I should use a smaller brush, but up Z, pull this out a little bit. This, Okay, I'm still not getting it. I'm not getting a lot of... Okay, I feel like the smoothing isn't working too well, but it's okay. I think that's okay. I gotta use a smaller brush. Now let's kind of pull that down a little bit. I have to use a smaller brush and still pull that piece in. And it looks twisted. Okay, so it is definitely twisted. So let's see if we take this and let's bring this brush back down to 5. Kind of smoothing it out. And I might have to actually come in here and mess with the vertexes, but let's do that. Let's go to our now one of these. Edge selection, vertex selection. Now we have to go into, is that like wireframe mode? No. How did we do that? Vertex selection. I think we do have to go into wireframe mode. Oh, okay. So you're saying it won't simulate when it's locked. Okay, now we have some problems here with smoothing. Okay, just smoothing this out a little bit here. Okay. He's got his panties in a bunch. All right. That works so nice. You know, I was really skeptical that they were going to be able to really make, you know, that they were going to do a nice job with this. I was in my mind thinking it's going to be horrible. It's just going to be horrible because they, you know, nobody around left. There's nobody left in the world who knows how to do things like hexagon anymore. You know, I just didn't have a lot of faith in that. So what we'll do is, it's okay now. It's actually not. There's still some issues. Okay, I've gone out of tool settings. I just have to fix this somehow. And I forgot how to get it to go into, I'm not sure. Okay, now, normals. Okay, which one of these? Okay, this is weights. Okay, now what we're looking, all right, sculpting brush. Now I forgot what this does. Okay, that. Okay, let's go make this smaller, like 3. Okay, and what happens when I hit the alternate? Okay, this is the push and pull kind of brush. It pushes in. This geometry is like really unhappy, and it may be because I put smoothing on it, and it just may not like smoothing at all. Okay, so because it could be fighting with the maps. When I put smoothing on, now if I come in and turn smoothing off, it may actually snap out of this problem. So we go to the skirt parameters. Now I was told to turn smoothing off. You just turn these off. Well, there's enable smoothing, but you just bring this down to 0. Now collision item. Well, that might help to select Genesis 9. Okay, now let's just go back to our tools and see if this will kind of smooth out now. I think I've kind of messed this up. Okay, let's try a bigger brush. Let's go 6. See if we can kind of... It's a weight map thing. This is a... The weight maps aren't really right. Okay. This isn't where, oh, what's this? I have that geometry okay, geometry sculptor, geometry editor tool. Let's go to vertex selection. Okay, I think I do have to be, all right, I do have to be in, what we do is turn off Genesis 9 like this. Okay, and then go to wireframe. Okay, now we can see our vertexes. And, okay, this isn't working. I think what if we do is go to mesh grabber, regular mesh grabber, go to vertex selection. Okay, now it may actually, okay, we got to select the skirt. All right, here we go. Mesh grabber still works. Okay, we're going to go to 3. No, not that. Z. I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, this one. If I can get them in the ballpark, then I can smoothen them. Back to the skirt. Okay, this is too tedious. I can't do this. This is why I asked for mesh smoothing tools, because there was just too much. Okay, we'll go with 6. Okay, it's not working. It's not smoothing this mesh. Maybe I can do it from below. I have a feeling this has to do with weight maps. Okay, and there is a way to go into this and mess with the weight maps. Okay, now if I go to the fall off, would not fall off, what would be gain? No, that's the gain of the, okay, one of these was, I thought there was an intensity. Let's go back to, let's go to 4. Let's go to something small. Oh, there. Now, that's one thing that, okay, okay. I think there's something weird about Mesh Grabber that it doesn't, this geometry set, it doesn't do edges. Okay, notice it's not affecting the edge. It's only doing the geometry inside. It doesn't do edges. Isn't that kind of weird? And how to get it to do edges, I don't know. That's the gizmo. All right, let's try like whether the active geometry sculptor deltas are drawn in the viewport. Okay, let's try deltas. Okay, or normals. Let's just put them all. Whether if these are different parts of the geometry that are drawn. Okay, and weights, we turn them off. No, okay, this, okay, is kind of weird. Polygon selection. So we could go here maybe. And now we go, instead of polygon, we go with the edge selection. Okay, and let's try to make these See, they're just not going in the direction that I want them to go in. It's like none of them are in the correct direction. Okay, maybe this one is. Okay, I got to make this smaller down to like 1. Okay. All right, so we're just moving one edge at a time. See, this is going to take like forever to do this. All right, so I'm not going to mess with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take Michael's idea and we're going to take the skirt off. We'll go back to the skirt. We'll put the skirt back on and make sure that it's not locked, because I am notorious for listening to people that have good ideas. And that's what it's about, all right? It's about listening to people. So we're going to select Genesis 9. Now, anybody know why this is? Okay, let's try the Hercules Skirt. This one instead. This is for Genesis. I would think that this should pop up with AutoFit. Okay, and it's not. Isn't that kind of odd? Now let's go to this Iray and see what it looks like. This is the Genesis one. Okay, let's see. It's just so old that it's not even... Okay, and I still have... I don't know how the shorts ended up still on him. I'm wondering if the shorts were kind of throwing off the... Okay, where are the shorts? We're going to get rid of the shorts. And now we'll put back on Genesis 9. We're going to go with the Genesis 2. I think that's more likely to be... Okay. Now we're going to try, make sure that they're not locked. Not sure how. Okay, this is Control-Alt-minus is my hotkey. Okay, the Hercules shorts. Okay, skirt. This is the problem. It's not parenting. Okay, so we now have it parented to the Genesis 9. And then we need to select Fit to, right? Okay, and I don't see that option here. So it might be before there was even, I don't know, I could be picking the poser one. These could be made for poser. Angus, you have a wonderful night. Thank you for hanging as long as you have. It is 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:02. You have a wonderful night, dear friend. Take care, and we shall chat very soon, buddy. You take care. Thanks again for hanging out as long. You have been here for 2 hours and 24 minutes. Very, very nice. Does this have a fit to? Geometry switching, fit to. It is already fit to Genesis 9. Okay, and it is locked. So, and it does not have any smoothing. So we're going to try now to do, we'll save this. And we will try to do our, with it unlocked, we will try to edit, object, geometry, and dForce dynamic surfaces. Okay. And we don't have anything that it should have a problem with, I don't think. So now we go to... If this doesn't work, I'm just going to pick a different item. Okay, so starting bones. Okay, save it. And simulate. Okay, we have this error again. I'm not sure. Preparing object. Something is really weird about this object. It's just too old. So let's go back. Let's find a different object. I have other loincloths. Now toga. Now what are these called? It's like the Roman, like there's like a Roman, and there's all the Trojan ones. Okay, default, and we go to editor. No, we go to not to surfaces. We go to this. Okay, these are loincloths, toga large. Okay. Maybe if we try one of these are all going to be the same item. This one's slave loincloth. Okay, that has a piece of fabric, and that's not going to work too well if it's not dForce as well. I probably have the same product in a Genesis. In materials, okay. In a Genesis. These are Genesis. Okay, these would work. Roman underwear. No, it's like a girdle or something. Or a, there's a name for it. A skirt. Okay, it's like a skirt. Now this whole thing this is a huge set, okay? This is all for Genesis. Now, this is a massive, instead of all of these kind of like leathery kind of things and kind of like sex clothes, I really would love to have, even more loincloths and things like that. I mean, more practical clothing, I guess. The sex clothes are fine because they work in a certain minimalistic loincloth. We'll go with, now which one, what's the difference? That's for the female, Genesis 8 male, and that is for Genesis 9. We'll put that on the figure. That kind of works. And then we'll find a material for it. And there's a lot of them. It's kind of not as fancy as the other one. Well, we could put the fancier one on and do the okay, how did I get out of that? Where is it? All right, let's select this. All right, and right click and go back to Explore Product. And we go back to wardrobe, and we'll find one that we can do a simulation with. This one here. Okay, which one is this? Genesis 8 female. Roman. Okay, that's a wearable. Okay, these have different looks to them, I guess. I'm not sure here. Okay, Genesis 8. Okay, Genesis 9. We'll put this on, and we'll take the other one off. That's weird. I think, okay. We're going to do this and take that off, because I think I put it on top of the loincloth here. Here we go. Now we can do our, save this. We can do our, make sure we don't have any other loincloths or clothes, because they could make it blow up. Skull cap, loincloth belt. Okay, this will all do dForce. This is dForce. Okay, this product, simple loincloth, will take you here, because I like to give a shout out. Especially when people make products that I kind of, this is it, that I really, really, really like. So, artists S. Shodan, please make more of these, okay? Please make more. Lots more. A lot more of these kinds of designs. This, I mean, because a lot of the art we do is kind of period pieces, and we have monuments, and we have temples, we have all these things, and I'm not sure that sex clothes are exactly kind of the thing, unless they're Amazon sex slaves or something. But I just find that that there's not enough of them. Turbans and things like that for Genesis 9, and also like every kind of toga under the sun. There's just ways of wrapping. Sometimes it's just ways of having a piece of fabric, that is that has a lot of geometry in it, so you can move it and shape it and do things with it. For angels, like how angels are always draped in fabrics. They don't have clothes. They just have fabrics that fly and fling around in the air kind of with them and stuff. That kind of fabric, there's just not enough of this stuff. So, all right, let's go now to our renders, to our simulation. Simulation settings. And, all right, we just simulate. Okay, so something's wrong with my computer. Object to simulate. Okay, what we're going to do, it may be because my Genesis 9 figure has this weird PBR texture. It has layers on it. Okay, so let's close this down. Maybe I've done something weird to this. Let's close the scene down. That's called Emissive Man. I appreciate you people coming in. That's funny. Paul, that was funny. It was like Roman under. Oh, I didn't see your first sub, gal. Okay, subligaculum. I didn't see that first word when you said Roman underwear. I just thought you were just saying, coming out that was, but I just looked at that word like, I'm not even going to notice that word because it's so weird. Subligaculum. Subligaculum. That was very good. Very awesome supply to our query. We're going to reload our scene. It's quite possible that we... all right, now we open... Okay. La 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 la. I got to think here. I'm getting despondent again. Emissive Man. Would you like to save changes? No. I might have enough energy to make this into an 8-hour tutorial. I don't know how much time y'all got, but it could end up a long tutorial. 7 o'clock in the morning. And speaking of long tutorials, what's going on in the store? The sales are out, people. Let's see. Let's look. Atmosphere. Okay, I don't think these are the new things. Maybe they're not out yet, because that atmosphere was yesterday's. Yeah, this is still yesterday. They're late on putting it out. I've got 2:15 in the morning. No, it's 1:14. Okay, so that's why it didn't work out. I haven't set my other clock back. Okay, so this is still loading. Here we go. Can we do it? All right, we're going to go to our camera scene. And I did save it before Okay, that looks pretty cool. I might move him up in front, but if I do, then he's not going to have the light of this on him, but he is self-illuminated. See, you can't put a light, you can't put a spotlight in a VDB because it's going to show you this little point and then let this funnel that it's like it like surprise, surprise, your spotlights are no longer invisible. And so you have to learn the art of self-illumination, okay? Of giving your object. Now he looks, now that I look at him, he looks, okay, and see, this is how you do this. He looks a little bit white, okay? And I think you don't want him to look like this, okay? So just right off the bat, I can tell that I have to do something with his textures, even with this emission. And what that would be, let's try to run before we corrupt Daz again. If that's the case, let's run this simulation. Okay, I have a feeling that this won't simulate on him with this new PBR skin and all of these layers. Okay, I have a feeling that's the problem, but let's make sure that his subligaculum subligaculum is if I say that enough, subligaculum, I will learn it. It's like, oh, Roman underwear. Yes, who knew? So, all right, this is now checked, which means that it is not locked. So now we're going to go to simulation settings, and we should probably go out of Iray to do this. So, all right, simulate. There it is. Nope. Error during simulation. See log for more details. Okay. Let's look at the log. Help. View log. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go select all and delete all, then save it. Okay, save the log file. Then I'm going to run this again so that I don't have a log history to deal with. Now let's go to help. Troubleshooting. All right, this is it. All right, something's wrong with, let's go down here. Let's go to the NVIDIA app. Maybe there's a new update. Drivers. Oh, did I switch this to the game ready driver? Okay, let's, this is what's wrong. Studio driver. It could be what's wrong. Install. Yes, sometimes I have these troubleshooting things to do. Express. I might have to close Daz again. That could be the problem. Now I might have to run that diagnostic again. I don't know. You know, my Daz, you know, when I got the 3090, things changed rapidly in the way Daz worked. Okay, but when I got the 4090, it was like 4 times more rapidly than the 3090. When I got the 3090, it was like twice as rapidly as my well, I don't think it was a 1080 Ti. It was, I think there was something in between there. So there's a 1080 Ti. Okay, then I went to the 3090 and I bought 2 of them and I had them both in the same machine. Okay, this I think is done. No, it's not. I had them both in the same machine. Yeah, it was it. I had the 2 1080 Ti's and then I had the 2 3090s. And then I went, okay, this is done. All right, let's see if that fixed it. Unknown error executing CL flush. CL flush. Okay. All right, let's just try it. Oops, I'm not sure why that got closed, but okay, we don't need this log file open anymore for now. Okay, file, new. Where's my camera? Okay, why didn't it come up with a camera? That's okay. Okay, Control L. Let's turn that on. The perspective view is reset again. And okay. That's another thing is like, you know, it'd kind of be nice if the perspective view, maybe it is better that it resets itself. I don't know. Because sometimes the perspective view can get way out of target, kind of. Let's see. So this, I think, is ready to simulate. Let's go to simulation settings and make sure that there's not something here. Starting bones. Okay, our timeline. Let's look at our timeline. It looks all good. We're not using the timeline, but I just wanted this current frame, collision base, mesh. Maybe we should have that set. Okay, I guess that's right. And we could set that to best. And all right, but that's all good. Initialization time. Okay, that's all good. Simulate. Nope. Error. C log file. All right. Well, speaking of that, we'll close this and we'll do it in the beta. And I used to have a beta here. We'll just find it here. DAS. Where's the beta? Public beta. And what was that called? That was called Emission Man. DAS Studio will be for newly authorized plugins to be available. Okay. All right. We'll close it again. And now probably that's going to be the problem. Now the newly authorized, they're probably conflicting with simulation settings. Okay, I think we're ready to simulate again. Let's bring this over so we can at least see what's going on. Simulate. It appears that kernels. Okay, let's run the kernels. Maybe that's what needs to be done on. Yeah, okay, so. All right, so the problem. So we'll go back to. So the problem is his skin. Okay, it won't simulate. It won't simulate with his skin. So what you do, there's a workaround for this. Okay, and that is that we put all right, let's see what we can do here. Let's put a figure in the scene. Genesis 9 figure. And I remember the shape I put him. I don't even have to have skin. I don't have to have anything. I do want the shape to be correct. And this was Nico, one of my characters. Let's try to put as few things in the scene as we have to. We still have to clothe him for temporarily. All right, and what we'll do is we'll put the Nigo shape on him so that the loincloth fits his shape. Then we have to find the pose. What I'll do is then I'll merge the scene in, and then I'll just transfer the clothes over. Okay, he doesn't have to have skin. Now what we'll do is we'll just try putting the pants. First we'll get him into the pose. Okay, and we're going to call this save as scene, and we'll call this man 1. Okay. All right. And now we'll go to default figures, figure 9. Oh, we're in the right place. Okay. Figure 9, where are my poses? All right, let's go here. Okay, something's wrong here. Okay, this is surfaces. We need to go to here. Okay, to default, figure 9. Shapes, okay, figure 9. Oh, we have to turn this off. For some reason, they don't show up here unless... Okay, poses 9. All right. Now, I think it was somewhere in here. There was this pose here. It's not going to be easy to find it, but I think I can find it. Oh, there it is. No, wait. I think we're in the ballpark. All right, maybe they're down here. Okay. Here it is. Okay, all right, doesn't matter. Okay, this is the mirror. Okay, I hope I get the right one. I think it was the one to the left. Okay, and I remember I moved his feet. I don't think that's going to matter too much with the clothing. All right, now let's find the loincloth. All right, back to products. I don't know if it's in products or if I think I did found it. Okay, here it is, loincloth, wardrobe. I think, okay, this is the torn one. Okay, I don't think we need the torn one. We'll go with this class. Okay, which one is for Genesis 9? This one here. Okay, and we'll put it on first, like this. Okay, then we'll take off the shorts. And we're going to run a simulation. Save this. Okay. Simulation settings. Simulate. It's doing it. Okay, so it is his skin. Okay, because it's not Dad's studio in general. It's not because Daz has all kinds of new plugins. It's not because they're incorporating things and Daz isn't stable anymore. It's because when you put those emissives and those layers onto the skin, it no longer maybe knows what to fit it to. It could be that kind of thing. So if we get this right, then we can just transfer this over to the other figure. That looks better. That is some subglaculum. So here we go. So now we go File. What was the merge? Merge. Okay, emissive man. There. We merge. Okay, now he's Genesis 9, so we're going to maybe end up with a Genesis 9.2 in the scene now. And our crystal ball is going to be right in the middle of the scene. It's okay. It's kind of weird how the computer can like superimpose things, because it's like everything is in a different dimension. It's in its own like alternate universe kind of thing. That can be a good thing sometimes, but sometimes that can be a bad thing, and that's why we don't have copy and paste. Because why we can't just select something. We do have like duplicate, but you'd think you could just select something and right click and say copy and then paste. But it's a little bit more complicated than that. So it did go with the Genesis 9.2. So what we do is we delete the Genesis 9.2 loincloth. Okay, here in the belt. All right, and then we take this loincloth here, and we want to unparent. I hope this works. And we want to unparent the classic loincloth. And then I think we can delete this Genesis 9 figure just to make it simple. And then we can throw this into the Genesis 9.2 thing here, and this one to Genesis 9.2. And then we have to do the fit to thing. Fit to Genesis 9. Where are you? Genesis 9.2. Except there's one. And this one fit. Except. And what do we got? We now have dForce. There it is. There is our dForce thing. And his feet kind of look okay on the floor. Oh, because this is the other guy. And we could get up close here and make sure that the back looks right. I mean, this scene, you know, it's not one of my best scenes. This is a study. We're doing a study in... This is a study in emissive skin for Genesis 9. Okay, so that's maybe I should have thought it out more and had like, you know, a scene that's like really cool. I don't know. I might have a trick up my sleeve tonight, so because I do have a kind of scene that I'd like to make, and I don't know if it depends on if I feel tired or whatever. But I'm thinking about, okay, there's my camera. Okay, now the problem is, now what I might be able to do is take this light here that's inside the crystal ball. It's kind of weird that you can't even see anything like emanating out of the crystal ball. Let's take a look back at our render settings. Now let's save this. I think I did, but I'm not sure. and go to our render settings and see if we have this optimization. Let's turn the caustic sampler on and see what kind of happens. I can't think that can't help but think that it's going to be better with that on. All right. Now, the other one was the filtering. Was it not filtering? It was spectral rendering. And let's try turning that on. And now there was also this faithful one. There's also natural. And it looks like it kind of softened his skin a little bit. But I don't think it softened it enough. And so I was thinking how cool it would be to like put an eyeball inside of this, like it was looking out. And the way we would do that is with a Genesis 9 eyes, where we could just go unselect this. And we go favorites, items, Genesis 9 eyes. No, it does says replace items. Do not replace. All right. Accept. Okay, we got some eyeballs in here. Okay, let's see what happens when we take this perspective view and zoom in on the eyeballs. Okay, something really weird happened. It put them, I think it tried to put the eyes in the figure. Okay, go to parameters here. Okay, that didn't work out the right way. All right, let's let's see what happens when I search, because I might have a prop here. Eyeball. Here we go. Prop. Let's go here. Well, yeah. And let's try putting that inside here. See if we can get some kind of like refraction, some kind of really cool refraction going on. Okay, we bring this up and we scale it. Okay, that just wiped out my lighting. So the only way this would work is if I we take the eyeball and give it some kind of emissive. And so we go to surfaces, default. Now eyeball, surfaces, well, okay, editor, eyeball. We come down here to emission and turn this on. Okie dokie. And then we go to, and we put the eyeball texture, which is where? I don't see any base. I don't see. This is weird. Metallicity. Iris. Okay, base. Here we go. The iris, and we put this. This is called HF Vampire Glass. We put it in the emission color. H, ABC, H, F, Vampire Glass. There's one. And we put it in the luminance, HF. All right, and then we've got to turn this, find out which way the eyeball is actually the temperate. They go here. It's kind of weird. That's really weird. It's the iris, the pupil. Okay, I'm not sure that I have this done right. So let's move this out. So we can, oh, there is an eyeball there. Okay, the the refraction is like really strong here. Okay, zoom out. Let's move the eyeball out of the glass. We're going to have a glass eye here. Okay, eyeball. Okay. Ay, this is complicated. Now let's see what we have. Let's rotate this around. Okay, something is wrong. Pupil. Okay, pupil has no map. Okay, the pupil does. The pupil has a map also, so we have to put that on the emission color, which would be HF, that one. And then we put that on the luminance, HF. And the sclera, is that the same thing? Yeah, the sclera. Emission color would be the base color. And, oops, I did the wrong one. And then we also put that on the luminance. All right. And then we take all of these right here. Now the cornea doesn't have a map. It just has metallicity. All right, so the cornea, I don't think we want to turn emission on. None. We leave the cornea black. And then we take these. And let's first rotate this around and see if we can see something here. Okay, that looks like an eye. Okay. So now we have an eye. Now the thing is that our rotate point is not in the center of the eyeball, which is kind of weird. Maybe it's not. Oh yeah, it's at the bottom. And I'd kind of like to put this, where is that thing here? This is the joint editor. We move this like into the center. Oh, Z. Okay, let's go out of into this. Control L. I can't see. Okay, we got to go back to texture shaded. Control L. L. All right, back to the eye. Select the eye. Eye. We move this up. Maybe that's not the right one. Z. Maybe we got to move this one. Yeah, into the center. And rotate it, right? No, we got to go back here. Okay, I think it's that, as long as that's in the center, it will rotate. And I'm not sure that it's exactly in the center, but it's should at least rotate correctly now. No, it's not. It's still rotating from the bottom. All right, well, let's try this again. There we go. Now we go here. Now when we rotate it and move it, it moves from pretty much the center. Close to the center. Okay. And there we go. Now we go back into Iray and let's give this a little bit of a little bit of luminosity. Let's go 5. Okay, there we go. Now we can move this into the center of, and we might have to, okay. See, I don't think this is going to work, okay, but let's just do it anyway, just see what it looks like, because I'm going to lose my spotlight, okay. All right, let's, I can never figure out how to move this. It's like everything I do seems to always be wrong. Every angle I try to move it at. It's only the depth one. Excuse me. Another sneeze. Okay, we're going to bring this up in. Now it's in here. Now we should lose our light. But we have this weird looking eyeball in our spotlight, and it's being resized by the refraction. Let's look at the light bulb, camera. Okay. It's working okay. It's hard to tell how much. I'm moving it. Now, I just thought of something. What if we used a one-sided ghost light sphere? Okay, so that it's only sending light out, and we put the sphere outside of our eye. Let's go to ghost lights. Do I have like a sphere? Dome light. Let's see what this is. Wow, that's bright. Okay, the dome light. Control L9. That is not a full sphere. Okay, so I may not have put it in my quick thing, so let's save this. Let's go to Ghost. See, this is the problem with trying to light VDBs, and you know they're in time. You know, the thing is that I'm not sure exactly what the solution is, because this physics-based rendering, sometimes physics is not the best way to render. And sometimes you need to be able to tell, like the VDB, ignore the ghost light. Ignore the light, this light. Don't let this light affect you. but the light will affect everything else in the room but the VDB. And that is not the way physics works. But it would be really cool to have that ability. And there, you know, the people that make Daz Studio, there are some purists that say, no, 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 you know, that's not physically accurate. But it's like, but that's what we need. It's like when you look in the mirror, you should be able to say, ignore the person standing in front of the mirror. Show everything in the room but the person and then you can put another figure there, hide that figure, and have the mirror say, only see this figure. You know, that kind of thing, so that the person looking in the mirror is like a lion or some other kind of figure. And you can do that with 3D Light. You can't, you know, and I'm starting to wonder, you know, that you can just take your scene and convert it to 3D Light, and there might be some really good benefits to doing that. So you can do some fun stuff that you can't do with Iray. Maybe that's something for a future tutorial. All right, let's go to Ghost. We're going to go this out of here. X. Go into Products. Ghost. V. All right, now this one, it might be in here. Props. There's our sphere light. Okay, what I'm going to do is go to, what is this? It is, I forgot how to do this. Okay, scripts. Okay, I forgot how to do this. Okay, we're just going to put it in the scene. We'll worry about this later. So now this sphere light, I don't know that this is going to work, but it does have a one-sided thing. But is that going to, like, say it's going to just shine outside or inside? What side is it going to choose to shine? All right, and that's the question. The questione. So we go to view, zoom. Okay, we go to perspective view. Zoom in on this thing. Zoom out a little bit. Let's make sure we've got it completely encapsulating. We can make this a little bigger. So we go to parameters and scale. Doesn't have to be. It's just to make sure we're not clipping our image. Let's scale it a little bit more. This should be interesting if this works. Should be very interesting. See, the reason we're putting it in here, because if I put it in the scene, it's going to look like you have a sphere coming out of your fog. Like you have a big gigantic dot in your fog. But when you do it like this, it creates such a dispersed light, like a light bulb disperses and gives you ambient light. Light that is not focused like a spotlight kind of thing. It's soft shadows kind of light. All right, so now what we do is we just go back to our camera view and hit Iray and see what it looks like at first. Okay, it's obviously very bright, but it looks like it might be working. No, it looks like it's lighting and blowing out the, but let's see, it's like extremely bright. So we go to surfaces. Now, one of these, okay, two-sided is off, okay. So now we go to the luminance, and it's like really high. Let's go a 5 here. That's still very high. That's the temperature. It's kind of working. No. All right, let's go down here. That's still way, way, way high. 5. Really high. How far do we got to go? I think if I take the efficacy down, let's say try 512. Oh, look at this. Now you see, we've lost our spotlight. Okay, the spotlight, if I turn it off, it's not going to make any difference. It might turn on my... No, see, this is working. Look at that. So, yeah. Now we could turn this up a little bit, maybe. Okay, I think the eye needs to come up, the eyeball come up just a hair. Okay, let's see what that did. Yeah. So now remember, the eyeball is self-illuminating. Okay, so this light is not lighting the eyeball. It's lighting out in every direction, but inside it does apparently, because it would be really, really bright if it wasn't. Now let's just turn off this ghost light for a moment. See? Yeah. It's that ghost light. And the reason why, again, this looks so big is because of refraction. Okay? It's like what things do underwater kind of thing. So, and you got to love the artist who made this crystal ball knew what they were doing, okay? And that's why I'm so always amazed by the DAZ artists, because they're all like scientists, okay? They really know what they're doing. I would say especially artists like Sickleyield and Riversoft and Howie Farks, and these people are like, when I call them like gods, it's like, I mean it. Yeah, they really are. And so now we go, this guy, all right, so I'm going to give this a little bit more. Let's take the temperature down. Let's just warm it a bit. Now he looks too white. I'm not really sure what to do about it because it's not really working that well. Now let's go 9. Let's bring him ahead a little bit. I think he's just back a little too far. He should be a little bit more of the subject of our scene. Okay. Now we could rotate him a little bit, like towards the. Okay. Now his leg looks weird. Maybe try it a little more rotate. Where are you? Control, alternate, minus. That's the hotkey I have set up to collapse. Okay, I don't think he has to look up so high. Let's see what that looks like. There, that works. And now what we can do is kind of mess with his skin and get it to look more natural. So we go to surfaces. We have it saved. And we go to surfaces. And where's skin? We just mess with the skin. We don't need to mess with his eyes. We don't need to mess with maybe we should mess with the nails a little bit too, and the toenails, so they don't end up being like these really white things. Okay, so now we go to the emission color, and we just make it a little bit more flesh toned. Okay, that's a little too much. Let's take the luminance down to 15. Let's go down to 10. Let's try to illuminate him by bringing our ghost light up a little more, because it is kind of creating some sort of like dispersed light. That looks cool. And then we take our where is our fog? And we drag that back a little bit. Z parameters, Z. X. All right, let's save this and let's see what happens when we go to render this. Render settings. And we're going to render this at 2000. Turn on the proportions to 000. And let's go 3000. So we can really see things. Look at that. This is going to be cool. So I was thinking about a little throw rug or something under, but no, that's the whole point of the floor here. This might be a little too bright, maybe. Oh, I know what I can do. I can take this floor here, and we can go here to... You have to cheat. You have to cheat. Whenever you have to, you have to. Okay, we're going to take the brightness manager and just take the floor down a little bit. Make it less bright. Take some of that. The contrast down a little bit. That is called the brightness manager. Okay, you go here. This is looking pretty cool right here. Yes, it is. So I think if we take this light and warm it up even a little bit more, we take this sphere light here and bring the temperature down a little more. Yeah, it's going to look a little bit less cold and a little bit more intimate. And the room was looking kind of cold. So, all right, now save this. I'm wondering what would happen if I just jump it to, let's go to my render settings and switch it to, now I'm kind of thinking I'd like this 16:9 look. Yeah. It's just because it works better for images and things. Now I'm wondering if this little eyeball needs to be turned a bit. Just a little bit this way. Oops, wrong way. No, too much. I think we got it. There it is. And now what we could do is zoom in a little bit more, take and unlink our camera. Unlock the camera. Camera. Okay, the spotlight. Oh, I don't dare delete it because maybe the ghost light doesn't count as a light, and then my camera light, it's turned off. Okay, so now where is now the linear? Okay, spotlight. The linear point light is supposed to be turned off. Okay, that was the light I was supposed to turn off. Okay, that's the one that's inside of the eyeball. And remember, the eyeball is actually tiny. This eyeball looks really cool. All right, so now we are looking for, what was it, our camera. We go here and unlock the camera. And then we bring this in a little more tighter. Bring it over maybe a little bit. Let's bring our thirds in. Thirds guide. Okay, so what we do is we take now our now what we do is we take our and make all of this one big object. So we go with this, the eyeball, and that was the outer light, the eyeball, the crystal ball. Okay, there's only three things: the crystal ball, the ghost light, and the eyeball. Let's make sure we have them all. Okay. And so we're going to go here, create a group. We're going to call this Ghost Eye and Crystal Ball. All right. And now what we can do is we can take our eye here, crystal ball, like this. We're going to put that right in the center of that. There. This is our Leonardo da Vinci code thing. So they can say, you know, he used sacred geometry in his art. There's one. And then we're going to run this, pretty much average this up with him here. So we go to our control alternate minus, and let's bring our Genesis 9 figure so he's kind of averaged up here. I think that's about good. Now, what about... Now, I should lock the camera, but I'm thinking let's just see what this looks like with some depth of field. No, I don't think it's going to work because the eyeball will end up blurred, or he'll end up blurred. And unless I put them exactly at the same, like, plane level, and I'm not sure that I want to do that. So, all right. So we're going to save this. Save this. We're going to lock our camera again. I can lock the camera again and save it again. All right, so I don't mess up my symmetry. And then we're going to go to our render settings again. Render settings, and we're going to crank this up to maximum samples, maximum time, turn off the render quality so it will keep rendering and rendering and rendering. Now I might want to do one more thing here, this spindly fog. I think I'm going to make it a little bit more visible. So we'll go to 15. Let's try 20. Because when you render something big, the fog kind of disappears. The density. All right. And I just want it. Okay, now I'm also going to lower it. Okay, where is our parameters? Looks like it's not quite on the ground. Now that it's kind of dense, now it's on the ground, I think. Okay, I think that works. Save this. Now I'm seeing that this eye, that the crystal ball isn't quite aligned right. So we're going to go here. Crystal ball. It's got to come over. See this like narrow here and it's wide there? Just a little bit back. There we go. I can't really tell that perfectly, but it'll become evident when we render. So let's do a render now. Okay, we just saved it. Now this is going to be pretty zoomed in because we're doing it at 3000. That's higher than the resolution of my monitor. So we'll be able to really see things kind of and see what's really going on with things. Now remember, we have the caustic RAM and we turned on, and we also have you know, even though you can't tell because it's only like at maybe 2,000 instead of 3,000, there's still something unconsciously that's going to look weird about your art, okay, if you don't fix it. See that? You have to look at his eyes and say, okay, maybe you shouldn't be looking over that way. All right, so I think if we go to Genesis 9 and we click on parameters and we go to look, I think look side. Okay, I think it's look side to side. Yeah, side, look side. Okay, I have to go out of here. Okay, side, look side. I don't think some of these don't work. Okay. That's one. And with look up, down. Okay. A little bit more so you can actually see. Let's get close and see if his eyes have any kind of other issues with them. Like eyelashes or anything kind of funky. I think I'd still like to go. All right, I think that works. Let's go back to the camera and see what happens. Save this. Now, it'd be nice to have him conjuring a little bit of magic. Maybe some fireballs in his hands or something. But I'm just wondering if it would kind of just obscure all the detail in his skin and all. He's about to cast a spell. This is what you would call a rift. All right, so let's see what we have. Let's go to our render here. Render the scene. Oh, we lost, I think, a couple of people. So, yes, they're probably on the DAS site buying stuff. It's like, I gotta buy that hair. This is rendering some more. What I like about this is I can see my fog. We're only up to 500. And what, 500? No, we're almost up to 1,000. 828. It's got to go to at least 2,000. And with all of this specular stuff, and I would say it's probably got to go up to even more. Look at how nice that look came out. And his hair came out pretty cool. It looks kind of funky, but that's what it's supposed to do. This is really nice. His skin looks pretty good. It's still got just a tiny bit of glow to it, especially there with his feet. A little bit of glow. You know, I tend to think and that this glow is something you should always use a little bit of it with your figure, unless they're in just absolute bright sunlight. That because what it does is it allows you to maybe not rely so much on a spotlight all the time, or having to light their skin, and to just give it, just to balance it, and like I did with the floor. Okay, the floor was too bright. Well, you know, I could just take and select my Genesis 9 figure and use that brightness manager and just bring the brightness down on the whole figure or bring it up. But a little bit of illumination is kind of makes them pop out of the scene in a different kind of way. So I think it's interesting to think about that now. So something to think about. Now that ghost light worked so well here. Now I've got like a double ring here, and I'm not sure what caused that. Okay, but it's fine to me. We got a little bit of a ring here as well. There are no other lights in the scene. In this scene, there are only 2 lights. And one of them, now his eyes might be a little bit too bright, but they're okay. One light is the ghost light that's around this tiny sphere that's being kind of warped out with the solid glass thing here. And the other is this guy. He's an actual light source. So I guess this is going to do it for me. We're going to let this render at least probably up until like 4 or 5, 6,000. And so, all right, y'all take care. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been fun, exciting, enjoyable to kind of watch and see the creative process at work. And you've learned some techniques, some pretty incredible stuff here working with glass. I would say massively incredible, okay? Because putting a light inside of a glass, okay? Like if you want to make a room like a bar room, okay, smoky, okay? You can't be putting little spotlights in to light up things like you do normally in your scene. You can't, because it's going to put that funnel in your smoke, and you're going to see that spotlight. It's not going to be invisible anymore. So the way to fix that is put some glass globes on the table and use that glass to diffuse the light like we did here. So it didn't like completely blow out. If I had just put that ghost light in the middle of this, it would have put a big round like spot in the middle of our VDB. It would have looked like a big sun in the middle of the room. You can't do that. You have to figure out inventive ways, like make your figure into a light, okay, so you don't need to light them with a ghost light or with any kind of room light that's going to react with your fog, with your VDB, okay, in a very negative way. So I kind of wish I had done something, maybe made this fog like in red or something kind of funky, but I just kind of left it in the natural look, with the natural look. This is all pretty cool. And this is gigantic. This is going to be resized down to it like 2,000. So I'm rendering it with 1,000 more lines than what it will have. This came out nice, just leaving the texture the way they did it. Iray and PBR work really well together in the DAZ render. It's very nice. They just complement one another very well. So if you ever see like little spiral patterns in your render, then it's coming from, you have too many lights in your scene, and it's coming from the caustic, either the caustic one or the other one. I can't remember what it is now, but it's usually that. And what you have to do is you have to simplify the lights in your scene, take some of them out. So this is cool. You can now that this is rendering more, you can actually see the floor. That is why I use this, because the light is coming off here, bouncing off the floor, and reflecting back into here. And I don't believe this would happen like that, quite like this, if we didn't have that caustic sampler on. Now I'm seeing a little bit of some checkerboards here. It's kind of odd. Oh, it's in the floor. The floor has these little kind of patterns. They're kind of like little marbleized patterns. It looks really strange. It looks like checkerboards to me. But I think they're okay. This does look like a lattice here. There might be some of these checkerboards here. So I'm not sure where they're coming from, but they kind of look like that gray look of the background when there's a transparency. Could be something weird going on, but I don't know. But this is very strange. It's a very strange looking image. So, all right. Take care, people. I will see you again in the next EZ3DTV tutorial. I am RexRed. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever it is doing in your part of the world. And I will be back soon. Soon. Please like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and leave comments if you'd like. All right. And I hope to see you again soon. All right. Bye-bye for now. Thanks for watching. All righty.